Right, okay. Next thing we're going to have a little look at is a case study of a major city in the UK. So the first thing we need to do is decide which city we're going to do. Say we decide, it's already done for you. So can you work out which city we're going to be looking at by these pictures, by these images? Okay, so in case you weren't sure, we're going to be looking at Liverpool. So we're looking at change in a UK city, and it's a case study, so we'll be looking at Liverpool. Like when we did Lagos for our urban change in an LIC or an NEE, quite a lot of stuff, quite a lot of details. So today, or the next couple of lessons, we're going to look at how the change in the UK cities led to both opportunities and the challenges. Right, what do the exam board want us to know? So these are all the things that you've got to know some stuff about, and they could ask you questions about any of these things. So we need a case study of a major city in the UK to illustrate the location and the importance of the city, both in the UK and in the wider world. Some impacts of national and international migration on the growth and the character of the city. We also need to look at how urban change has created opportunities. So what good things has happened because of change within Liverpool in terms of social and economic opportunities and some environmental opportunities. We also need to have a look at how urban change has created challenges. So what problems have been made, social and economic problems and environmental problems as well. So there's quite a lot of stuff that we've got to look at. Right, location of Liverpool. You might need to note some of this down in your notes because you haven't got it in your slides. So whereabouts is Liverpool? It's a city in the northwest of England, so not far from where we are. Looking on that map, there's some places you might recognise: Wigan, St Helens, Warrington. It's located in the county of Merseyside, and it's on the River Mersey estuary, so where the river meets the sea, as the River Mersey enters the Irish Sea. So that location is going to be quite important when we look at why Liverpool grew historically. So why is it an important city within the UK? There's quite a few important things. For example, education. So there's a number of world-class universities. There's religion. You can see on this picture there's 2 cathedrals in Liverpool. Industry. So car manufacturing was in Halewood, so Ford and Jaguar, and also pharmaceuticals industries in Speke. Also, there's a huge amount of culture and entertainment within Liverpool. You can't travel anywhere around the city without seeing something to do with the Beatles. And also, there's a huge amount of tourism within Liverpool. So why it's an important UK city? One way to remember this is Eric T. Might help you remember these key terms or these key points. Education. 2 universities with great reputations. And there's also the world-renowned School of Tropical Medicine. There are other universities as well. Religion, as we saw on that picture, there's 2 cathedrals, one known as Paddy's Wigwam and also the Anglican Cathedral. And that's 2 huge buildings with very, very different architectural designs. As I mentioned previously, industry, so the automotive industry, Ford and Jaguar at Halewood, GlaxoSmithKline, which is pharmaceuticals, that's at Speke, and there's also a growing number of computer games, software hubs within the city. So lots and lots of jobs available for the people in and around Liverpool. As I mentioned before, cultural entertainment is massively important. It's the birthplace of the Beatles, number of theatres. There's also festivals around, Creamfields Festival, Liverpool and Everton football clubs, and the Grand National as well. There's also lots and lots of museums. Liverpool itself is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And lastly, tourism. So the Albert Docks, Liverpool Arena, Liverpool One Shopping. You could also count some of the cultural attractions as well, things like Liverpool Football Club and Everton as tourism. Round about 1 million tourists visit Liverpool each and every year. So why is it important as an international city? Well, because of its position on the Atlantic coast, on the west coast, it's been important, an important port for the slave trade, for the cotton trade, and for the British Empire. So obviously if you're travelling around with boats, you need somewhere for them to come to. This led to mass immigration into the city. There's lots of different ethnic groups, a large Irish community. There was also Europe's first Chinatown located in Liverpool. It was also used during World War II. Because of its position on the coast, it attracted North Atlantic convoys from the United States. And lastly, Liverpool John Lennon Airport is a growing international transport hub which attracts lots and lots of visitors, so lots of tourists, but also lots and lots of business passes through. Right, the next thing we need to look at is why Liverpool, or the impacts, the positive, the negative impacts of migrants into Liverpool. So there's been lots and lots of migration for a number of the reasons that we've seen previously, and it's had lots and lots of impacts on the city itself. So the positive impacts, the good things that have been brought about by migration: hard-working and motivated workforce, improving the levels of skills where there are shortages, contributing to both the local and national economy through paying taxes. Remember, if people are working or earning money, they have to pay tax. That tax goes to the government, and they can use that to improve things like education, like healthcare, and like infrastructure. Also enriches the cultural life of the city, the UK's first Chinatown. Lots and lots of different foods are available as a result of migration. And it's mainly young migrants that help to balance an ageing population. In some cases, lots and lots of migrations occurred through students. So students going to one of the universities, and then when they've completed their degree, remaining in the city. So you get a young and educated workforce through that. There are negative impacts, so challenge of integration into the wider community. If people don't speak the same language, it's difficult for them to talk to each other, which makes integration more challenging. There's also a need to provide education for children whose first language is not English. This can be expensive, but also quite challenging as well. So it can lead to a few problems. If you've got an increase in migration, you're going to need more jobs to support those migrants, and you're going to need more housing for them to live in, which can put pressure on local resources, but can also lead to that last point, or increase that last point, racial tension. So if people feel that they are being pushed out of their houses to make space for migrants, it can lead to lots and lots of racial tension. Right, okay. Next thing you'll need to do is have a look on ePraise so you can find out the jobs that I need you to do looking at this little bit. Okay?